Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
This is second slide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Agenda. We have got it, sir. Ready, sir.
Okay. Fine. We are set.
Shall I start, sir?
Yeah.
Sir. Yeah.
Because we need to manage time.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody. Without taking much time, I take this privilege to introduce today's resource person for this session on design thinking, innovation design, and the things. Dr. Nandish sir is very familiar with us. He has conducted many sessions for our engineering and MBA students. If you look into the sir profile, I am very privileged to introduce sir. Sir has completed his MSc in agriculture and MBA in HRM and marketing and PhD also in the management field. Sir has a vast experience. If you look into the things, he has completed his academic leadership program from Harvard University, USA and UK in the year 2020. Sir has completed many certification courses. To mention few, certificate in HR Analytics from University of Penn and Wharton, USA. Certificate in Design Thinking for Innovation from the University of Virginia, USA. Faculty Development Program from IIM Bangalore in the year 2019. Sir has experience, a vast experience in the industry and in the academics also. So he has worked as professor in Indus Business Academy Bangalore since 2015. Presently working with National Business Academy in Bangalore. He has 32 plus years of total experience in PG, teaching corporates and in research and consultancy also. He has trained more than 12,500 plus bank executives, especially with respect to rural banking in the year 2000 to 2009. Sir has 19 plus years of experience in the management education as professor, dean academics, director of B schools, and 22 plus years of experience in techno management consultancy with international NGO agencies. Sir has exposure to the foreign countries also. Sir has visited the abroad like UK, USA, Singapore, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Tanzania. Sir has also done a lot of contribution to the society also. Founder trustee of Rotary Cosmopolitan Trust 2015. Funder trustee International Veerashaiva Foundation Hubli 2008. And founder with respect to secretary as Lok Seva Foundation Bangalore 2004. So with this brief, I present to all of you, Dr. Nandish sir. Sir, please start the session, sir.
Okay. Altogether, how many students have joined now?
Sir, there are 65 members, sir.
Okay. I will have a quick check on the audio and slides from the students' perspective. I think, good evening, students. All of you are able to hear me and also see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, what I'll do is I'll take a session for about 30-35 minutes. We need to manage the time also, and accordingly we'll proceed further.
Yes.
And basically we are going to cover on
Yes,
two
sir.
things. One is design thinking, and then we'll also come into a bit of lateral thinking. Basically it is very difficult to cover this vast topic, but I'll try to do the best possible justice. So design thinking is one concept wherein which it is basically a new phenomena, but otherwise the whole learning objective is you should understand what is the design thinking and how exactly it can be applied in a very practical manner. I'll give you certain examples. You should be able to understand it much better. Basically, life is a journey. We start many a times, I won't do it, and then we'll have to go to the stage where, yes, I have done it. It is a gradual journey. Similarly is the case with that of the design thinking. Okay. So, in fact, I must say that this certification which I did from University of Virginia has added a lot of value for me. In fact, it was a great learning. I encourage all of you to go and enroll for this course. You can enroll through Coursera either as a free learners, it is a 4 weeks course, or you can pay the fees, which is hardly about 2,000, and do this course. You will get a deeper insights. In fact, I must tell you, when I did this course, we had about 5,800 learners from 158 countries. I learned more in the discussion forum than in the course. Of course, we had Jean Lidka, who is the senior most professor from Darden School of Business. Definitely that learning was good, but the learning was much better in the discussion forum. That's the quick highlight which I'd like to share as my own learning on the design thinking part of it. So quickly to come into the context, please understand COVID-19 has brought a lot of changes, and of course, design thinking also has brought it. So don't wait for the right opportunity, you create it. This is what George Bernard Shaw says, and it is 100% true for design thinking as a concept or a management phenomenon. If you just look into the kind of impact which COVID had, you can see on the left side here red circles. So that means aviation and tourism were very badly affected. If you come into the pharmaceutical or food processing or personal care, they were very huge growth that happened. If you look into education, we were somewhere in between, financial services also. So all these sectors have utilized design thinking. That is what I can say in broadly, whether you are worst affected or best benefited or moderate, everybody, every industry has used the benefit of the design thinking. Now, we'll not go into too much of the details, but I can tell you one thing. Before COVID is BC, AC means after COVID. Earlier we used to say before Christ and after Christ. Why I'm making this mention is because we live in an era of experimentation today. That is what is all about design thinking. If I can put design thinking in one word, it is nothing but experimentation. I'll give you one simple example which you can relate better. Do you know how many experiments which Facebook does every day in 24 hours time? Approximately. Anyone of you can unmute and give me the answer. No problem. Go ahead. 1,500, 200, like that. Whatever. I want some number, approximate number. Okay, because we're in the beginning of a session, just to optimize the time, let me go ahead. On an average, about 10,000 small experiments are being done by the Facebook every day for throughout the year. That is basically because of the power of design thinking. Why Facebook is becoming much more relevant and people are able to get glued themselves 2 hours, 3 hours on the Facebook is because of that. That's all I can say when it comes to application of the design thinking in a practical manner. So if we look into the much more bigger picture, I'm just setting a global context about it. IBM, one survey has been done in 2019 with CEOs of the Fortune 500 companies. They say 4 things. It's a very elaborate report of around almost 200 plus pages, but I'm putting it in 4 points. Dancing with the disruption. We'll have to disrupt whatever we are doing. That is the first. Second one, trust in the journey. That means we'll have to become a design thinkers. That is what is very, very important for us. Third, orchestrating the future. We'll have to create the new future. The fourth one is innovation in motion. So if you can see, second and fourth point are connected to our topic today, design thinking and innovation. So this is what I wanted to tell you. This is a 2019 study, much before COVID, but you please understand, design thinking and innovation have been there for now 10 to 15 years in the industry, in the entire business ecosystem. So whether it is startup or whatever it is, we need to have these 2 things. That's what I wanted to highlight here. Now, what exactly is design thinking? Let me just help you to understand. It's very, very simple. It is nothing but you are going to find what is the problem, you find a solution in a very, very simplistic manner. For example, you don't know what is the problem. It is ill-defined. Look into the last line. When you know the problem is ill-defined or unknown, you are going for a solution which is non-linear, iterative, and scientific process. Basically, we are trying to find the solution to the problems which you have on your hand. When I come to the examples, you will appreciate this technical definition in a more simple manner. Who are the people who came in? See, let me tell you, design thinking is not something new to Indians. It has been there for 5,000 years. Okay? But unfortunately, it was not given in the form of a model or a framework or a phenomena, but this was actually proposed back in 1969 by Herbert Simon. Then later on, Professor David Kelly and Tim Brown of Stanford University gave the 5-step concept. They said 5-step concept is empathize, define, ideate, and prototype and test. Now you just look into that 5 steps. Empathize. Say for example, somebody has a problem. Then we are going to define it, then ideate, then prototype and test. I'll give you one simple example. You know all ID dosa batter, right?